And all right, and we're back again. Here we go again with came up from NJB Pod, Volume 4, Episode 4.
Cuatro, cuatro.
We got a lot to talk about. We want to start off by giving our, thanks to the Mamba.
Absolutely.
His birthday came up about a couple days ago, and we just want to give thanks. He's a big part of the aspect of what the NBA is today. He's inspired so many of the young players and even the older players in the NBA right now. And it's just good to, you know what I mean? Just remember Kobe again. He's sad way of him passing and everything. It was very dramatic, but he's had a nice long career in the NBA. And, it's not a day where I don't see the Lakers and I don't remember Kobe.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I mean, growing up, this was my idol, so it was tough. It was tough when it happened, but I like that we have 2 days to celebrate them every year. It's really it's good to celebrate life. It's okay to be sad, but celebrating legends like this, like people who influence so many people, it's fantastic. It warms my heart every time I see something about it like this. Nowadays, it's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
I definitely still stand by. People can debate a lot of things where he is the GOAT or if he's like, I think he is by far probably going to be the greatest Laker of all time, staples, like, you know what I mean, set in stone. But I think one of the biggest achievements that I feel like he would be proud of people saying is that I think he was the hardest working NBA player.
By far. That's why the mentality is so impressive.
Yeah.
The Mamba mentality was like a lot of people try and make fun of it and like call it a marketing ploy, but he was just kind of crazy.
He was honestly kind of.
He viewed life that I'm gonna go so hard every single moment, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down fighting, go down trying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something we've never seen really besides MJ. But he's probably someone who turned good talent into like amazing talent just because of his work ethic. Some guys don't work that hard and had similar skills to him, but
and they didn't have a long career like him, the 20-year career, just because they didn't dedicate the time in the off season. They didn't dedicate their body like how he did. They didn't dedicate to studying the game, studying film.
Yeah, working with Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah,
like, actively trying to get better every single day.
Yeah, and there's still no person right now that has touched that 81 point game.
No.
People get injured nowadays. They get off the court. He was playing broken fingers, broken hands, walked off the court with an actual Achilles tear.
I can only
taking free throws after that, though.
I can only imagine what his reaction would be if he saw what Ben Simmons did these last 2 years.
Oh my God. He was a front runner on not a believing of load management. Load management was not in his brain. It wasn't in his game.
Like, what are you telling me right now?
What do you mean? I'm not gonna show up to work and ball out? No, that's not.
Yeah, play the game I love. Like, how do you decline an opportunity to play basketball?
And we love Mamba. We love his family. RIP to him. All the people that were lost in that crash.
GG for sure.
Well, she would probably be having all the colleges and everybody calling her number right now.
Yeah.
And he also put on for a lot of women basketball players. I would like to also put that out too. That he put on for the WNBA. He was one of, not that there was not a lot of NBA players, but he was one of the biggest NBA players
to really
that was going to the games, supporting the girls' team, supporting young girls on their future. And we just appreciate Kobe.
Yeah, he did his best to promote that he was a girl dad.
Yeah.
Always about being a girl dad. And, like being the best person you can be for your family, for your friends, like it was such admirable stuff. So I'm glad the WNBA is growing, and Hey man,
Yeah.
props to Kobe.
He definitely put on for everybody that you know what I mean, didn't get the limelight as well as he did, but you know, he used his platform to help others.
Yeah, always about helping others, doing the right thing, doing what felt right.
Yep.
Hey, always good things to learn from someone like that.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
So today we got a lot of news to talk about. We got a lot of news to talk about.
So much. For the first time in a while, we
Yeah.
have news.
We actually have news in the off season. There's been moves. There's been people saying, "Hey, I'm actually staying." And I would like, you know what I mean? I would like to start off with the big Kevin Durant. You know, Kevin Durant went and had a conversation with his general manager, Steve Nash. You know, the Nets organization. They did the right thing. They didn't pull the trigger. They didn't
budge.
They didn't budge. They didn't allow the players to have all of the control of contracts and where they should be going and where they are in the NBA. And honestly, we talked about it in our last couple episodes, but I do think that him staying is the best thing for him and for his legacy.
This team is perfectly built right now. You have Kyrie Irving is one of the best scorers of all time, one of the most efficient players in our league right now. You got 3 arguably top 10 spot up shooters in Patty Mills, Seth Curry, Joe Harris, all amazing shooters. X factor, of course, is Ben Simmons.
What are we
gonna fucking play?
Yeah. What are we gonna see?
I think if Ben Simmons plays small ball 5, like they're talking about in the rumors, this team could be really nasty.
Yeah.
This is, of course, on paper because I don't know how you get over 2 stars having this much drama in an offseason. Katie outwardly requesting a trade, and now, like, if you're the other players on the team, you're confused. Like, do you actually want to be here? Do you want to play with me right now? Or, like, what's up?
Yeah. And it's honestly kind of like, it, not to compare KD's situation with something like of a Michael, but this is almost kind of feels like the last dance for it could be like Kyrie is leaving this year after this year, and this is the last rodeo together with them too. And there could be potential sources that say that Kyrie is still potentially going to go back to LeBron and play with the Lakers. But I think Kevin Durant, definitely, he has the best team around him. I don't think he's going to be going out the first round if they all stay healthy. I am a fan of Ben Simmons, so I am very excited to see him actually play. I think if he plays small ball with 5, I think that gives him a lot of room to do what he's already been doing. And 100%. I expect him to shoot. I almost think that, like, how Jokic brings up the ball would be exactly like Ben Simmons bringing up the ball.
And Draymond.
Yeah. And I think he has so many shooters around them. They picked up a lot of good players. Another player that I'm excited to see is Cam Thomas. He's absolutely, because he didn't get as much minutes as I believe he wanted to.
No.
And I think Kyrie has something to prove this year. I think he has something to prove to himself, to the fans, and also the biggest thing is to the Nets organization that, like, hey, I am worthy of this contract that you guys gave me. I signed this contract, so now I have to play. There's no more COVID restrictions or anything like that. So it's 82 games. I want to see a healthy Kyrie Irving to the league, and it was nice to see them. I believe I don't know if they went to Rico runs, but they went to a private run where
they worked out together. Together. It seems that they're back on the same page right now. Which is good, which is really good. Ben Simmons just got cleared for like 3v3, 4v4, 5v5, stuff like that. So it would be good for them if they can get like intra-squad scrimmages now, because these guys need to develop chemistry if they want to have a good season. They have the potential. They have good centers too. Claxton is young and athletic. He can't shoot a damn free throw, but he's young and athletic. They also have Day'Ron Sharpe, who I think is going to be better than Claxton.
Yeah.
So and TJ Warren, Bubble God, is on this team.
Yeah, TJ Warren is potentially a starter on this team.
Yeah.
I don't know what their starting lineup is set yet. They haven't come out with that, but ideally, my head would be like, I would start I would do Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, TJ Warren, KD, and Ben Simmons. Now that is extremely small ball.
That is extremely small ball, but I could see that lineup finishing a game.
Yeah.
Because that's what the league is. You got to put out wings there. It's like if you have a center, that's it. You're going to be your only big. You can't have two bigs unless you're like the Lakers, who have AD and a center.
I believe from what the NBA has just passed, there's no more take fouls like how it used to be. So hack-a-Ben and hack-a-Shaq, what it used to be, is actually not a good strategy anymore. So you can play him in the fourth quarter, Ben Simmons. You can play people that can't shoot because if you do it that take foul, you're basically getting free throws and you're getting the ball back.
Yeah. More points for the faster teams, the teams that can shoot. Ben Simmons is gonna have a field day if that's his lineup. Give him the ball top key. Let's run 5 out, driving kick every time, or him to the rim. Like, who can really guard Ben Simmons off the dribble?
Yeah, people forget that this man is 6'11" and he
incredibly
point guard.
It's just all about the mentality. He needs to show it because the talent is crazy.
Crazy. They should be able to go into a lot of games and just like really ideally outscore teams.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to make more shots. The biggest thing for me that is the worry with the Nets is it is a bit worry on defense.
Yeah. Liabilities everywhere.
Yeah. When they're going to be playing great teams, that's going to be like a little bit of the problem that I don't see. Like, and it's not as exactly a physical team. Like when you're going to meet a team like Miami, when you're going to meet a team like Minnesota, they almost might be more physical than the Nets, and they might bump them around a little bit. So that's my biggest worry on that. But they got two of the best scorers of all time.
And they got Royce O'Neal, another 3-and-D wing.
Yeah.
Who coincidentally got traded for like this exact same moment KD requested a trade.
Yes. So
this is a good team. It's really good.
I think they're set in stone. Steve Nash, this is also a proving ground year for him. Like, hey, can he actually coach? Can he actually now that this team is committed to doing it again, can he actually get all these guys in line and play together? And one of the comments I want to bring up was that Goran Dragic brought up a comment where it's like Kyrie Irving and KD are very individual-based stat goers.
They really care about that.
And I hope that Steve Nash can bring them together to understand that, like, hey, we need to win games. So sometimes you guys might not have to go for 40.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, I might need you guys to get other players involved.
Like if this team just swings the ball a little more, they're lethal.
Yeah. If KD can bring basically the Warriors culture that he had learned on his run with the Warriors over to them, they could potentially just be the next kind of Warriors team.
100%. This team is set up in the way the modern NBA wants it to be set up.
Yes.
Like, you have shooters, you have 3-and-D wings, and you still have bigs. Like, and you have dynamic scorers who can change a game, who can hit shots in the clutch. I don't know how KD looked at that and was like, actually, I do want to get traded. But now I do understand he lost the battle. The leverage battle was Joe Tsai put his dick on the table and he said,
you're too valuable. You're too valuable.
I'm sorry, you don't understand. People think you're not worth as much as you actually are. So we can't trade you.
Nope. And like people are bringing up stuff like Rudy Gobert messed up a lot of the aspect of the trade. I do think that definitely did partake because amount of draft picks and amount of young talent that has to be involved with having Kevin Durant, but also having a key player that can change your franchise. I think that's what made it a lot harder. I think also Kevin Durant did not go the right way on keeping his leverage. So I think it all just fell all domino effect, and it's time to just run it back. And honestly, like KD is a first person to say that he wants to be better than LeBron. He wants to be better than everybody else. So you got to do it
trying to be a front runner.
Yeah, if you want to win a championship, it's your time to be the guy that wins the championship.
Yeah. You can't. You're not going to get satisfaction the way you think you will if you go win it with a team that has multiple all-stars, superstars. If you win it here, the respect is there, because I think he realizes that's why he left the Warriors. He's like, I'm not getting any respect for these championships. This isn't fulfilling at all.
No, yeah.
He said, I'm gonna go to the Nets. I'm gonna go win it as the best player. You better prove it, because if you don't prove it, it's hard to put you in the top 10, because that's what we're thinking about with KD right now.
Yeah, it's hard to keep you in that front runner as the best player in the league at this point. So Giannis did it
Carried
a couple of years. LeBron's done it. Steph Curry did it last year. He basically put the team on his back, because Klay Thompson was a shell of the player that he was before, in my opinion. But they had a lot of young guys that were looking for a leader, and Steph Curry was balling out. So
yeah.
I need Kevin Durant to show us that I'm Kevin Durant.
Yeah, exactly. Show me Kevin Durant, and then we're good.
Yeah, and then you'll be fine. You could shut up all the haters. You could shut up all the guys like Pat Bev saying stuff. You could shut up all the Skip Bayless guys. It won't even be a problem for him.
He's gonna do it. I feel like at some point he's gonna make the decision. My career is only gonna go one way. If I play this way, or if it goes the other way, this is not good. He's one of the most polarizing. He puts himself out so much that he's one of the most polarizing players in NBA history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's a very, very interesting build. Like, we've never seen a Kevin Durant build before, and I think he just needs to show everybody once again that he's that guy. He's a closer. He's a lethal shooter, and dude, like when he was playing his best games last year, nobody can guard him.
No one in the NBA can guard Kevin Durant, and that's a fact.
And that's a fact.
A lot of Celtics fans are going to say Tatum and Brown can guard him, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see about that.
We'll have to see, because
one series.
I think that'll be a big playoff rematch, probably.
Yeah, if the Nets want to win a championship or get to the finals or conference finals, they have to beat Boston.
They have to beat Boston at one point, because Boston.
Yeah, if you can't beat Boston, you can't beat Milwaukee. So.
Nope. And Sixers got better,
Miami could get Donovan Mitchell.
Yep. And if Donovan goes to Miami, that could change a lot of things for them, because I believe they would only have to be giving up Kyle Lowry and some draft picks and stuff.
And Tyler Hero, of course.
Tyler Hero.
I mean, the East is going to be scary again. It was good last year.
It's coming back, and I like that.
Really coming back.
And that's the next biggest news: the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Yeah, because
where is he gonna go?
A lot is tailoring on what the Knicks are gonna offer, because the Knicks.
They seem like the front runners.
They have the most picks. They seem like the front runners. Utah prefers Quentin Grimes over RJ Barrett, which I find to be incredibly interesting.
That's pretty I would say like Vegas. Like, that's a pretty gambling choice in my opinion.
It is, because Grimes, I understand, is a really good shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm high on Quentin Grimes too, but I don't know if Quentin Grimes has a higher ceiling than RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett happens to be like 6'6" also, and has kind of a long wingspan and is able to shoot. But if he made a layup, he would average 27 a game. Like he's that close to averaging 27.
If you put Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks, I could see the Knicks being a playoff team, and I could see them. I wouldn't say I see them going far, but I see them definitely probably reaching some potential to bring back a lot more fans, bring back the trust in the Knicks, or trying to go further, and it brings a lot more value to them that like, hey, Donovan Mitchell came over here, Jalen Brunson came over here.
Right. We're attracted
to somebody else in the next couple of years. And I think that I personally think that I don't like Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell on the same team. To
defensively, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them guarding any of the top guards.
Yeah.
But I do think that Donovan Mitchell has a very high ceiling that he hasn't even scraped yet.
He can be so good.
He could be like, basically, in my opinion, what I compare Donovan Mitchell to, I compare him to like a young Dwayne Wade.
Right, and that's what everyone's saying. Like, he should become a prime Dwayne Wade, hopefully. Like, that's what we want out of him because he has the potential. He has a better shot.
Shooter than what Dwayne Wade ever was.
Exactly.
Do I think that he has the same type of mentality? That's I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
Yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. It's unfair to say if he doesn't or not, but
yeah, I have to see it. And I know that like we said, Miami is another team that he was thinking about. I think if he goes to Miami, even if they give up Tyler Hero, even if they give up Kyle Lowry, even if they give up the draft picks, I think Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, and Bam Adebayo
is dirty.
And that's a team that I think can bring out the show of mentality of what Donovan Mitchell can be.
They're gonna bring the fire out.
Yeah, they're dogs. I would if I see Miami on my schedule, I would hate it.
I know they're gonna pick me up 94 feet whole game. they're gonna mess with me. They're gonna target me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why not go to Miami? What's what I mean? A lot of great teammates that he's got, and a lot of people that would be on his side. Like Dwayne Wade is a front runner that wants to bring him there, and I feel like Dwayne Wade would mentor him a lot and help his game, be in the gym on the off seasons and during the practices and stuff.
D-Wade has pulled off some of the best collusion I've ever seen. If Donovan Mitchell gets traded to Miami, D-Wade would have achieved getting a stake in an NBA team, getting his son to become a pro player playing for their G League team, and trading Donovan Mitchell to his team.
Yeah.
It's like the Derek Jeter when Derek Jeter was owning the Marlins and then got kicked out shortly after. Traded Stanton to the Yankees. He said, "Okay, we know what you're on."
Yeah, and I think it's the best fit for him. I have seen some rumors about the Nets bringing, maybe possibly being involved with one of the locations he would want to be.
Donovan's from Yonkers.
Yep. And I don't know who they would have to give up potentially. I don't know if Kyrie is involved with that. But that would be pretty scary if they could keep Kyrie, KD, Ben Simmons, and Donovan Mitchell.
Impossible.
That would be insane. I think they have to give up either Ben or Kyrie.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. And there's all these rumors about the Hornets being interested, who have a lot of picks and a lot of young guys they just drafted, but no one seems they're going to be super good besides LaMelo yet. The Wizards are interested. They have a lot of picks. They have Johnny Davis they just drafted. I don't know. I don't want to see him on these teams, but the other teams have good packages too. So the Knicks and Miami really do have to pay up.
Yeah, I would love for him to come to the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're interested.
We're interested, but we don't have the exact package.
Yeah. Instead, we decided to send Utah two of our young players for a 34-year-old Patrick Beverly yesterday on Mamba Day. Look, we have to get into the Pat Bev trade, Yeah. And Pat Bev of course, Lakers fans have a sting in their mouth, like, it's against our grain to like Pat Bev unless he's a Laker. And I think today I'm happy he's a Laker. Yeah. But we did as an organization, our ability to manage assets properly has been suspect to say the least.
Yes.
Taylor Horton-Tucker, I'm very high on, but today Patrick Beverley's a better player for sure. He's a better fit. He's a better player for being in the LeBron system. So I think Taylor Horton-Tucker is going to have a great opportunity on Utah.
I think that also this was Pat Bev's like plan all along.
He's been wanting this. I kind of figured we'd have to pay for him, but the stars aligned. Just on August 14th, he tweeted the prayer emoji when the Lakers-Clippers opener got announced.
Yes.
But he knew about this.
Yeah, he knew. He was talking about it on his, you know what I mean, on his little podcast runs and first take runs. That, you know, if you drop me on the Lakers with the team that they are now, they're going to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, and I like someone who has that belief in us, and also he's going to go hard every game he plays.
And I think I did find truth in what he was saying in that take, that he was like, we don't have a leader. And that's not to say that LeBron isn't a leader, but we need somebody that's like just a dog. Like, do all the dirty work, tell LeBron and AD, like, yo, like Russell
rotate,
do that. But it was almost like we didn't respect his game because he was turning the ball over. He was shooting off the side of the backboard.
Yeah.
Patrick Beverley is going to do it potentially what Russell Westbrook provided for us all season last year, but not take any bad shots.
No. He's going to be a better defender.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to hustle. He's going to get to the 50-50 balls that some players don't want to die for.
Yep.
He's going to get the clutch rebound. He's going to be in the right place at the right time. That's where Russell Westbrook, for some reason, lost it last year. He couldn't be in the right place at the right time last year.
No.
Sometimes the ball bounces your way or you move to the ball. Russell expected the ball to bounce his way. Pat Bev gets to the basketball. He values the basketball, and we needed players like that last year.
He knows, I think the biggest thing what I love about him is that he knows his role. He's not going to go for 20 and every night. No. But he potentially could, because he is a player that can score the ball. It's not that he can't shoot. He can shoot.
He can shoot 35% from three.
Yeah. And I think, the biggest thing with us is that when we won the championship as the Lakers with LeBron and everybody, defense was the key.
Yeah.
And bringing defense back to the Lakers.
Right. We were the best defensive team in the league that year.
Yeah. And I think that he is going to be the stick up Anthony Davis's ass.
Yes.
Needs. Anthony Davis needs somebody to be like, bro, why are you not playing like a top 5 player like you are?
Yeah, exactly. You need someone.
He's not afraid to say it.
Yeah. Anthony Davis needs to be like yelled at practically. Like
he definitely does. And it's not that I don't think that LeBron doesn't do that, but he's not going to do it in the way that Patrick Beverley is going to do it. No. And it's not going to hit the same. And when I think Patrick Beverley is also a leader by action on the aspect, how can you not fight for your teammate that is literally on the floor, like with the best player that is on the other team?
Exactly.
Like, scrapping.
Like
he's a great fit for what the Lakers need right now.
That leader point is ideal, perfect, because he's going to tell everyone what to do, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful for Lakers fans. We're going to get over the whole Patrick Beverley thing first game.
Yeah. And I think, once we see the first game and we see him in the Lakers colors, and we see him diving for the ball, he's probably even going to dive for the ball and do all that stuff in preseason.
Yeah, that's how crazy he is.
That's how crazy he is. I used to hate Pat Bev because I was a big Russell fan as well. I still am a Russell fan, but I do think that, you know what I mean, their little thing, like their little,
little situation.
Their feud could it could be a problem if you do start the league with both of them. Mm-hmm. But if I'm Darvin Ham and how Darvin Ham's been explaining about knowing players' roles, you have to start Pat Bev over him. You have to.
And if this is a huge if, because a lot of people are feeling Russ is getting traded, but if for some reason these two are on the same team together, I'm not mad at them being on the court at the same time, because Pat Bev has catch and shoot ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, he hits big shots too.
He hits the timely ones. That's what people don't get about Pat Bev. And that's what I've always hated about Pat Bev, because it's like, well, how are you going to be so trash shooting wise for majority of this game and then you hit the big one? Like, it's your prototypical.
He's that guy in the pickup game.
He's the stereotype.
All the shots. He's like, boom, 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 game.
Game. This is the last play. He's like,
Like,
where did this come from?
What? I left him open for a reason because he's been missing all day.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that it's a good. It's not the biggest move. It's not Kyrie Irving. It's not.
No.
It's not a dramatic move or anything like that. But it's definitely something that, like, Pat Bev on the Lakers is like a big thing.
It's important. It's important. Like, he came to the facility today.
We're doing a podcast right now. Yeah. It's my dad.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
No, yeah. Yeah, it's like literally, I think that Pat Bev, he's definitely, for the culture of what the Lakers are trying to be again, he's definitely the best fit. Do I like that we gave up a 21-year-old for him? Absolutely not.
That's where it's like, yeah, that's where it's like, I understand Patrick Beverley's looked at as an asset in the NBA. I just kind of viewed him as a guy who might get bought out. So yeah. I thought he might have been someone we could have picked up after a buyout, but Utah, they're Danny Ainge, they're stingy. They're not gonna help the Lakers out. They know that he's going to the Lakers immediately.
And they're rebuilding. They're really on the rebuilding state of, like,
yeah,
they just want a whole new vamp.
Such a sound strategy by the Utah Jazz right now. You turned a lot of filler players from the Minnesota trade. Now you've turned them into two in 21-year-old Taylor Horton-Tucker. What's wrong with having a 21-year-old on your team who could potentially score, like anywhere from 15 to 20 if you give him that many shots? You go Stanley Johnson, salary filler, but Stanley Johnson, like a lot of people are really mad about him getting traded, but I kind of view him as a replaceable player.
Definitely.
He's really physically strong, and he's like a football player. I've always been high on him because he had great high school mixtape. But when it comes to winning basketball, I'm taking JTA as the slightest bit over him. I understand why the Lakers are viewing it that way, at least.
Yeah.
Because he's a good role player. He kind of knows his role. Came from the Warriors. You kind of want winning culture out there, but not to say either of these players are moving the needle or anything. No. It's just in those filler minutes when Anthony Davis is out, you need someone who's competent there. So it did suck to lose a wing who can defend, but Stanley Johnson couldn't shoot. No, so
he couldn't shoot. Honestly, he missed like some key layups and stuff too.
Yeah.
But no, he was a good player. I'm glad that we gave him an opportunity because it was almost like he was about to be out of the league.
Yeah, he was. We were his like last shot kind of.
Yeah.
And he proved that he deserved it.
Yeah, he proved that he's a key defender. He's still young, has a lot of potential to grow.
Yeah.
And I always say you can always work on the off season and get a jumper. You can always work and get, an in and out game where you're taking it to the rack. You can score outside the paint. You can always work on those type of things. But the hustle, defense, that's really, really hard to tell an NBA player, hey, you have to do this.
Yeah. If you either have it or you don't.
Yeah, and that's I think that's big.
Yeah.
But,
it's tough. But at the end of the day, we did what was best for winning this season and or next season. Yeah. I love Taylor. I'm gonna forever be a Taylor Horton-Tucker fan. I feel like he's gonna do well on Utah, just stats wise. He's gonna get himself paid again. I really hope my man can develop a left hand and he can develop a jumper where he jumps.
Yes.
Because if he jumps on his jumper, he's going to be a much better shooter. He's not going to be 27% from three.
I think he needs to go back into his rookie year type of game. Like it's like a slow game, but then like he was quick. And I think he needs to get back into that. And a lot of the time that I saw him playing last year, he almost was like going too fast for his own pace.
Yeah, he felt he was trying to be Russell Westbrook out there, which was interesting.
and maybe that was Russell in his ear. I don't know what that really was, but I
Maybe.
hope to see him get back into the game that like made him on the radar.
Yeah, because Taylor Horton-Tucker he gets clowned because we decided not to put him in a trade, but would have gotten us Lowry at the time. Lowry was coming off an All-Star season, so it's like, hey, how are you not doing this? But in reality, we just needed a shooting guard. We couldn't give two shooting guards in Schroeder for Lowry, but people forget that. THT has all this potential because we saw him drop 36 in a preseason game on Kawhi Leonard. We saw him drop 40 against the Warriors. We saw him have game winner on D Rose. Like he showed a lot of promise, good in big moments for him. He also played in the bubble against the Rockets where we saw a lot of potential. Yes. And at that point, we were like, how do we also have a young player who's also going to be good?
Yeah. So he came out of nowhere in the bubble, and I was like, who the hell is this kid?
Yeah, because we signed Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith, but Frank Vogel said, no, I'm going to play Taylor Horton-Tucker instead.
Yep.
And hey, it was just for a series, so maybe we got a little spoiled with the little sample size, but he's only 21. He's 6'4" with like a almost 7-foot wingspan. Like,
yeah,
he's going to be good. He's going to be a good player.
He definitely is going to, I think he's going to thrive. They're going to give him the ball a lot in the Jazz. And, Donovan Mitchell, he's out of here. So,
yeah.
I don't, even though Donovan Mitchell didn't request a trade himself, but
he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. And the Jazz have a lot of dealing still left to do because it's looking like this Pat Bev deal, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Pat Bev, Stanley deal, is looking like it's going to turn into a potential 3, 4, 5-teamer where it's an extension of the Donovan Mitchell deal to potentially New York. Maybe the Lakers get someone from New York. Mm-hmm. Maybe, because Utah has so many players right now. They took on 5 players and picks for Rudy Gobert. They have to get off Beasley. They have to get off Bogdanovich, Conley. Once they do all that, they're going to have a team that's so young, and they'll be tanking for Victor Wembanyama.
Basically, that is their goal, and they do sign centers. That's their big thing.
They love that.
And Victor Wembanyama is the next coming. He's the by far in my opinion, the number 1 pick of the next draft.
Not even close.
And he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
The man is 7. What is he? 7'5", 7'6"?
Something like that. There's many different heights right now. He's classified as 7'3", but people are saying no, this kid might be 7'4", 7'5". Who knows?
Yeah. He was kind of almost it almost looked like he was a head, like a literal head over Rudy Gobert.
And was cooking him at 16 years old.
Cooking him. like absolutely in between game, take him to the rack. But I think the biggest thing is he is like a Rudy Gobert, but younger, but then he actually has a jump shot.
Yeah. His instincts are crazy. He's the one who may be the KD comparison again. Brandon Ingram got that comparison, and there's different players, but Victor is like a 7'3" version if this shooting is legit, as it looks in Europe, because you can just shoot over everyone in Europe. If he just shoots over people and hits these difficult shots the same way KD does, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
The league's going to be put on notice. There are so many teams that want him right now.
So many teams. And a lot of teams are tanking for him. And there's a lot of teams that could potentially get him. And I think he is by far, when he comes in the league, he'll be maybe a 12-7 in 3 blocks a game.
Yeah.
Easily, because if he's not going to block your shot, he's going to make you change your shot in a way that it's not a high percentage. He makes the paint now not a high percentage shot.
And it'll be interesting to see when he switches out on the guards gonna be like, oh, I can take this guy. He's slower than me. But sorry, buddy, I got an 8-foot wingspan. So.
Yeah, and he can move. He's not he's very slim. And the biggest flaw that everyone's saying is that he has to stay healthy, and he's very skinny, so he does get moved around. And I have seen highlights of him being moved around in Europe, but I mean, like, when if you play him at the 4? You have
Yeah,
another,
maybe.
you have another big that can, you know what I mean, bang and do all that little dirty work like that. He could still, like, he could stretch the floor, and he reminds me of, yeah, like a lot like a young Kevin Durant, but then he almost like
Chet.
reminds, yeah, he reminds me of Chet. And funny thing is, when they actually played, Chet had a real struggle.
Yeah, Victor outplayed the USA team.
Yeah, he had a struggle going against him because Chet was able to do what he was able to do, like where he could play kind of outside, but he realized like the shots that he's usually easily able to shoot over people with, he can't do that over Victor Wembanyama.
No. It's going to be interesting to see the Rookie of the Year race next year with Chet and Victor Wembanyama because,
Yeah,
man, it really sucks that Chet got injured in a Seattle Pro-Am game and is going to miss this season. But
very sad.
it's going to be very interesting to see if those two play each other in a year and how that would go. Or together. OKC's not so good right now, so let's see.
You never know, and they have picks like crazy, so they
They
could
could trade up for one.
Yes, say they don't get number one, they could trade up for one.
And
I don't know who in their mind would ever want to not get Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
But if they don't,
we could have Josh Giddey, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Alexander Pokuševski, Chet Holmgren, and Victor Wembanyama.
I think they might have the tallest NBA team of all time.
Of all time. And who knows what they'll do with that, but that's crazy. That it's a possibility.
That's actually insane. And in the fact like that they're young and they're motivated, they would all want to play with each other.
Yes.
They would all like to play with each other. So I think, yeah, wherever Victor wants to go, it would be crazy. But yeah, seeing Chet go down, it was really sad.
Really sad.
I see this narrative also that like it's LeBron's fault and all this type of stuff. That's bull. It was a regular game.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm not trying to blame the victim, but it's a pro-am game. It's Seattle.
It's a moral dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because Chet looks like a guy who wants to prove himself. Even if you watch the J-Law runs, he's like, "Yo, I have the ball right now. I'm gonna make you look silly. I'm gonna shoot over you." Yeah. He cares about. He's very competitive, and I wonder if that's what ultimately.
I think he because he could have easily let LeBron just flow by him, and LeBron would have got a nasty dunk or would have just got an easy dunk, and it was fine. But there was just so many circumstances that, like, I just see him being a young player. Hey, this is a moment where I could possibly block LeBron James, go viral.
Yeah, go viral this summer.
Yeah, and I think, it was just a freak injury. He, like, literally looked like he did not roll his ankle. He looked like he didn't do anything wrong, but just stepped back.
Yeah.
And stepped back wrong, and I guess his footing was wrong. And that's the scare of a player like Chet is injuries.
This is what all people talk about. This is why they have reservations about the super skinny 7 foot plus guys. They're like, hey, if he gets 1 foot injury and his foot becomes bad, he's like Roy Hibbert. Yeah, he's done. So who knows?
There's guys like Bill Walton that had stuff like that. Yao Ming had like toe injuries that literally sat him out. All those guys, like, honestly, I would have rather have him hurt his goddamn shooting hand at this point.
Yeah.
And
it does seem, though, a good parallel that was drawn on ESPN today was Travis Etienne of the Jaguars had the exact same injury last year.
Yes.
The Miss Frank's injury. And it looks like he's come back stronger than ever. So I think he'll
be able to move. I think he'll be able to move with it.
Yeah.
One thing that I think also, like, how do I explain? Like, there's sometimes a lot of players that do just need to sit out a year.
Yeah.
He might have been that one player, like Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Blake Griffin, I think are all the top.
A lot of rookie sit-outs. Julius Randle.
Yep.
Got
years. They came back that next year and they were good. You know what I mean? And I think that he could possibly do that. I think he potentially is a player that he will learn a lot by sitting, and I think that will make him more hungry. And he'll be able to work on his game. Like a foot injury like that, you can still work on your jumper.
100%.
You can still work on like
His jumper's already smooth.
Yeah, you can still work on certain stuff. Now, right away, you're not going to be able to do your footwork and movement, but you can watch a lot of film.
You can learn the game of basketball.
Yep, you can do a lot of things. I know we are sorry to see that like he will not be in the, he won't play this year because we are very excited to see Josh Giddey and him.
I know that was going to be such a good duo to watch.
But it's okay though. He'll be fine.
Yeah, OKC's not looking to do anything yet.
Yeah, it's injuries. It happens. It does open my eyes to what the rookie of the year could be because he kind of was my rookie of the year.
Yeah, he was your rookie of the year
because I thought like, how can you not give a kid that might average 3 blocks a game rookie of the year?
Like, yeah, insane defense. Like he would have had a game where he probably got close to 10 blocks.
Yeah, and I think that would have been easy for him sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I think that it does open up a lot for him, like for him to grow, but it also opens the door for a lot of other rookies. Like now the focus is Pablo, especially, but then now the boy from Houston, he might actually be
Jabari Smith, Keegan Murray, James Ivey.
There's a lot of players that could now get the limelight of what Chet was getting.
Yep. I'm excited to see how two things, how those players play and how like fantasy dynasty drafts go now. Like is Chet Holmgren viewed as like a guy who's gonna have a good career? Is he viewed as a guy who's gonna, do better than these guys?
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I do think ultimately you bank on Chet, but I'm very excited to see this rookie class regardless. It's such a stinger because it seemed like also Chet and Paolo really love playing together in these pro-ams. Like they're bringing attention to it. The summer was up because of it, like everything was back.
Yeah. I hope this injury doesn't make players want to go away from playing in pro-am. Yeah,
because this has been a great summer where stars actually decided to come out. And now I could see teams be like, yo, you guys are not allowed to play in these anymore. And as someone who would want to see them play, I really hope that doesn't happen. But I would understand if the team said, hey.
And it's sad to see that that game had to end short, you know what I mean, before it was actually, like, I think they ended in the halftime because it basically, the court was too wet. Like, it was so much humidity.
So unsafe.
Wet. And all that stuff. So I'm glad that they did end it while they needed to protect all the players. But it was a good thing to see basketball in Seattle.
Right. See, the Supersonics need to come back ASAP.
They need a team. And I think also LeBron going there, I think he has a lot of love for Jay Crawford. But I also think he has, like, LeBron is a psycho businessman. I almost think that was a little bit of like, hey, I know we've been talking about Vegas getting a team, but what if I own a team back in Seattle? Yeah,
and also what's so smart about it is that, and also like if Seattle comes, another team has to come too.
To equal.
And it's going to be Vegas. Who else can pay like Vegas can?
No, yeah. So
and LeBron's like, hey, let's get this going. Let's get some traction going. I want to be an owner and a player, maybe. Like, who knows? Or like, I want to be an owner immediately after I'm a player.
I think it was the best thing, but I hope that it doesn't make players, maybe it goes away from players that, like, you know what I mean? It's not guaranteed. Like, Chet's guaranteed. He's a guarantee going to be in the league for the next probably 5 years at least. Yeah. But like, maybe like it will like change up some players that don't have guarantee contracts, like,
right.
I'm going to be here for the next couple of years. But I think it's just like the showcase of seeing those players. I always like to see like the kids and stuff that like literally see all those players. And Seattle doesn't get a chance to, you know what I mean? These kids have to travel all the way down to Portland.
Yeah.
The closest thing to see an NBA player.
Facts.
I think that was really dope. And I hope that Chet has a quick recovery. I hope he doesn't like, you know what I mean, have too quick where he like wants to come back way too quick.
Yeah, it's got to be a season off.
Yeah, I like that they said season. I like
Yeah.
I like that they didn't say, oh, maybe like, you know what I mean, towards the
You never want to hear that.
season. I want to see him next year come in. And I think that would be also like he'll be coming into a better culture with the Thunder wanting to win now.
Yeah. Yeah. The Thunder are gonna want to win in a year or two here. So you would think. So
with all their
break. It's sad. It's really sad, but hey, Chet Holmgren's gonna be fine. He's so talented.
Yeah. He'll be here. Yeah. He'll definitely be here. Yeah. But let's talk about potentially, you know what I mean, the Lakers, some other moves that we got going.
Yeah. So the Lakers, a lot of people are saying now the Utah trade is probably off the table. Because we were gonna potentially acquire Bev, Bogdanovich, Clarkson, or Beasley for Russell, which I would have preferred to this move because I definitely would have liked to see Taylor stay if Russell was gone. But this makes sense then because we're probably going to Indiana. We're hitting up our old friend. We want Buddy Hield clearly. We've tried to get him like 4 different times at this point.
Yep.
We've also always been a team that's interested in Miles Turner. We love having 2 bigs, and I actually think these are 2 good fits. Yeah. Obviously, like getting more players for Russell Westbrook is beneficial. That's what this Taylor trade also told us, is that we freed up a roster spot to take on Miles Turner,
one extra player.
Right. Like maybe it's not those 2. Maybe Utah still happens to make a deal. Maybe surprise team, comes out of here, but. Clearly, it looks like the team, if all things go according to plan, would be Patrick Beverley, Buddy Hield, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Miles Turner. And that's a really good starting 5.
That's a starting lineup that I will be proud of. That's a starting lineup that I think can win potentially 50 games.
Yeah.
I think that's a team that also, not to I'm just going off of what the experience of LeBron and AD being there. If AD goes down and we still have Miles Turner, LeBron is not alone.
And then there's still Thomas Bryant. There's there's a little bit of help. There's Austin Reeves. There's Lonnie Walker. They're players that have to prove themselves too if we want this to work.
Yeah.
Because our bench is not going to be a lot of proven guys.
Mm-hmm. And I love Buddy Hield, but I'm honestly very, very more excited to see Miles Turner come to our team
because rim protection.
I believe he led the league in blocks.
Yeah, long for a while now. He's getting blocks all the time,
and he could shoot the ball. He's hungry. He's never been on a winning team.
Yeah, that's the reservation about Buddy Hield and Turner. They've been on losing teams their entire careers, except for Miles. Indiana was good for a couple of years, but
they were there.
But it's not like Miles,
It wasn't like he moved a championship.
Yeah, he didn't move a needle in a series. Mm-hmm. But if you turn Miles Turner into just a starter and no pressure, just play defense and shoot open shots.
Yep.
That's pretty lethal. That's pretty lethal because his stroke, it's good. It's the fundamentals are a very good jump shot. Buddy Hield also, he's a good shooter.
Yeah.
The issue that we always run into, the Laker tax.
Yes.
Players do not shoot as well on the Lakers. That is fact. Unless your name is LeBron James.
Yeah.
You're probably going to shoot worse if you're a Laker, So there's a lot of pressure.
I think it's the limelight, all of the, you're seeing your favorite celebrities watching you right over there, and you're like, there's a lot of pressure here, playing every day, you know what I mean? Not now, not the Staples Center anymore. It's the Crypto Center.
Yeah, the Crypto.
But I think Miles Turner with Anthony Davis as a duo and as our bigs, I think that could potentially help out AD, be the AD
yes
of the bubble.
Yeah. AD at the 4 is crazy.
Yeah, he's not guarding the center anymore.
No.
And Miles Turner, he loves to play defense. That's the biggest thing for us, I think. We're going back to defense. Buddy Hield is also a good defender as well.
Yeah, he is no liability.
No. He likes to play defense.
He's our worst defender in that lineup, but he's not a liability.
Yeah, he's not a liability.
I also see us being able to help him out. That's what matters. It's team defense also. Like, it's not as much as teams are going to try and ISO him. We have the helper. We have the helper who helps the helper. Like, we have a team that cares, and we have long wingspans too. We can block. We can close out a little bit better than other teams with this lineup.
What I believe that Buddy Hield will be for us is what Caldwell Pope was for when he was on our team. Basically, he's here to hit some shots. He's here to play some pretty good defense, and he stretches the floor. Like, if you give Buddy Hield 5 threes a game, and I think he's probably going to hit 2 or 3.
Yeah, and on days when one of our stars are out, he's proven he could score 20 in a game and like consistently. So he's a plus scorer for sure. He's kind of not the ideal player you're really looking for, like in today's league, and where it's like you're shot heavy, but you're not like a 42% 3-point shooter, Like nowadays you have to be that high, but he still made some of the most threes in the current NBA. So he's a guy who can really string together a run of like 4 threes in a row, and that changes the game for a team.
And I believe his favorite player was like Kobe Bryant. So I think he would honor the aspect, like he would be honored to be on that team.
Yeah.
He would understand the circumstances of like, hey, like, whoa, I'm on a real deal team now. I'm on a team that can potentially win a championship. And I think his life will be a lot easier. He hasn't played with a player like LeBron James that can give him the ball
ever. Like Buddy Hield and catch and shoot, people understand when you're that good of a shooter, an open shot, and when you're practicing, those guys are shooting like 95% in practice.
Yes.
So if and LeBron James is setting you up, Anthony Davis is setting you up off a double team, the wide open threes, he's hitting that.
He's hitting that.
But
and he'll have his days. I know if we get him that he'll shoot bad.
He'll have an 0 for 9 game where like trade him now.
But I think potentially in the long run, even for a long playoff push, he's shown that he could stay healthy. He's shown that he can, he can ball out. And Miles Turner also stays healthy as well. He likes to,
just last season they had like a little fake injury going on, but
But I think that was more like reserving their career. And I think when they come over here, they're going to understand that it's time to win. And the fact that we have Patrick Beverley now,
nobody guard, all point guards.
Yep, a guy that he's not taking the days off. And I think Buddy Hield is a really good fit. I think Miles Turner would be a really good fit for us. And I think that expands stuff for LeBron. I think that expands stuff for Anthony Davis in a tremendous way. I think hey, AD, like we can start running offense through you again.
Yeah.
So, like we don't have to run through a LeBron and then you guys just figure it out, or like ISO ball where AD is just like kind of high post and everyone's stagnant.
That was the worst basketball I ever seen in my life last year.
So frustrating. And my man was shooting like 19%.
Yeah. And these terrible mid-range jumpers.
Yeah.
He forgot that he caught it on like the mid to low block and just took over from the left side, right side, and was shooting over people. Last year, he decided, hey, let me operate high post. Let me try and be like a point guard. Or like Kevin Durant. He has just his spots, I feel like. He just needs to get to those spots.
Yeah, he has his spots. And honestly, like Anthony Davis is a big body, but he's just like not a good rebounder anymore. And Miles Turner, he can rebound.
Miles Turner is also kind of in the same class where he never really averaged 10 boards, but you put two of those guys together, someone's going to box out, someone's going to board.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like Miles Turner probably created so many boards for Sabonis. Like Sabonis was averaging 14 boards at some point.
So, but I believe a lot of that was also off of Miles Turner's hustle, boxing out.
Yeah.
That he was also the one like contesting a lot of those shots, so it was hard to get those rebounds.
Exactly.
But I think that like also like that's one thing is that like, all right, if we have Miles Turner and Anthony Davis and LeBron James, you're thinking twice about going to the paint.
you have probably two of the top like 5 rim protectors on the same team.
Yeah.
And that's kind of not exactly what we had with Dwight and JaVale, but kind of, because Dwight and JaVale were both at that point, that last season, elite at their roles.
Yeah.
And you put someone like Miles Turner, who's younger and can teach him to be elite at his role, the team is crazy, because no, the potential is definitely a lot higher with the trade as opposed to keeping Russ.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely think that. Another person that I have seen some talks about is getting Dennis Schroeder back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'll be a nice bench player for us that can bring some energy. Dennis Schroeder,
especially if Kendrick Nunn is traded too, and Russ both.
Yeah, I think Dennis Schroeder, you know, he kind of he was a laughing stock a little bit on the aspect of him expecting a lot more money than what he was potentially worth.
Yep.
He's a good player. He actually knows how to play point guard, in my opinion, pretty damn well.
He showed it at OKC. He averaged 19 a game with CP3 and Shea already being there.
Yeah. And
that's a great player.
And he plays pretty good defense as well.
He just needs to be a 6th man or like a bench player. He's not a starter.
We can't start him.
You saw how that went. You can't start him.
So I think that if we pick him up, that would be another good asset for us. But yeah, like I don't know any other moves that we could potentially do with Russell other than getting Buddy Hield and Turner.
Right. And that's probably the best move we could ask for.
Yeah.
And if we do want to go the Schroeder route too, and turn Kendrick Nunn into a wing, that would be pretty beneficial.
Yeah.
It's just Kendrick Nunn.
What Kendrick Nunn could provide for us because we didn't even see anything.
Yeah. And it's not like we need a point guard who's going to fill it up necessarily. We kind of more need someone who can run the offense.
Yeah.
And in the backup, because you don't always want your 6th man being the point guard. Kind of and I would love to watch Dennis Schroeder, Thomas Bryant pick and rolls.
Yeah.
Just keep running and then kick out to Austin Reeves, who makes good basketball plays. Kick out to Lonnie Walker.
Austin Reeves would be our 6th man, potentially.
Yeah. Austin Reeves is he was going to be the starter.
Yeah.
But now it's looking like if this trade does happen, he'll be our 6th man, 7th man,
And I think he's going to have a big year as well because he's going to stretch the floor. We're going to run a lot of like Curry type of plays where he's just running off of pick and rolls and stuff and running out of like off ball picks and stuff like that.
Austin Reeves plays so well with stars too.
Yeah. And he plays hard. I like that he plays hard. He's hungry. He can hit big shots. That's what he showed us as well.
The game winner.
Mm-hmm. And I think he could definitely eventually elevate our team as well.
100%. It's funny, last year there was like a recurring joke that they'd always say it's funny that that teams constantly try and switch on Austin Reeves when he gets in the game and then he stops them and they never go to it again.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a player that could get switch hunted and the first possession you lock up, they're not going to go after you for a little bit. So he has that dog mentality as well, where hey, you're not gonna show me up here just because I'm white, just because I'm like skinny and white. Like this guy can actually defend. They called him Hillbilly Kobe for a reason.
Yeah, the Hillbilly Kobe, the White Mamba. They call him everything.
Yeah,
he has a dog in him, and I think he's not afraid of the limelight. Like he's one of the few players on our team that I think is comfortable in LA.
Yeah, exactly. Like he just hoops.
Yeah.
He loves hoop. 36, 10 and 10 or whatever it was, the last game of the season just solidified that Austin Reeves is a very good NBA player already. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of now bulking up and, becoming a game changer, not just like a good role player, become a great one, and maybe show some of his scoring chops. Who knows?
Definitely. And I'm still a front runner on the aspect of there is a key player that is a dog that I would love to see with Pat Bev. Is Colin Sexton, bro.
This is a dream. That would be amazing to watch. We'd be small as hell, but that would be amazing.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. He's the dog. And if I was a guard and I see Pat Bev and Colin Sexton picking me up 90 feet.
Yeah, both of them together.
Oh my gosh!
But you have two.
Thomas Sexton looks in form too because he's like playing in the off season.
You see these these overtime elite highlights. He's playing against the Thompson twins. Like,
yep,
he's cooking right now.
Picking up full court defense. He's looking into your eyes.
Literally the crazy.
My man is like, he's going crazy. And I think he'll be a great fit for the Lakers. I don't know what. So is he an unrestricted free agent or is he like someone that has to be bought out?
He is restricted right now. Cleveland's gonna match whatever he gets, but it looks like Cleveland's signing trading him. Mm-hmm. Don't know where. Dallas was rumored recently. I would love that for Dallas if we don't get him. Obviously, don't want to see a West team get better, but that's kind of a perfect fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, he has no market.
Like no one's really talking about him.
Just because he tore his meniscus, but a lot of people come back from the meniscus. So
he wasn't really like, honestly, like coming out of high school and, coming out of college, he was kind of like labeled as like a super athletic guard.
Yeah.
He was small, but he like when he was playing in the NBA, he didn't really show so much athletic ability other than his speed.
No, he just showed shot making, which is crazy. Yeah. I didn't think that was going to be his strength initially.
No, I thought he was just going to be like a defender that could get to the rack too.
Yeah, literally.
And he showed me that he's also in the gym. He's also shown that he's someone that could definitely work out and definitely want to want to win. I think he wants to win.
There's a clip that's going around of when Colin Sexton was drafted. LeBron was still technically on the Cavs, and Colin Sexton got interviewed, and he was like, "Oh, hey LeBron, let's win a championship together. Hey, stay around. Yeah, let's win together." So
and LeBron was out of there in the next 5
years. Yeah, he's out of there. He said, "Sorry, buddy, I'm going to LA."
Yeah, I think talking about the Lakers too. I think LeBron playing in the off season, and I think like a lot of people on ESPN have had this take. It's not for no reason. I think LeBron has felt like, dude, like people are putting me not top 5 player in the league anymore. People are not thinking I'm not the greatest, player of our generation. Like, I think that he is going to have another breakout season where he's showing everybody that like, hey, like I'm still here. I still run this shit. Like, I could still drag whatever team that I got to wherever I want them to go. And I think LeBron having some young players around him, like how the Lakers are building around, and some veterans, it honestly is starting to, it's starting to remind me of the bubble. Yeah. It's starting to remind me of like what we had on the aspect of when we were winning. And honestly, it kind of does have like a great mixture of what the bubble championship was and then with the team of when we had Lonzo and everybody.
Exactly. It's like we need that proper balance that a lot of the good teams have now, where you have a couple players who you're grooming kind of, and like you're teaching them how to become basketball players. Definitely. They'll play in the regular season, may not play in the playoffs, but if we can find that balance of having the young talent like Talen Horton-Tucker, who was like, oh my God, how do we have this guy? But we also have Danny Green. We also have KCP. We had Avery Bradley the year before he fell off. We had JaVale Dwight, who were a combined all-star center. We had Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench at that point, who was just average 18 a year ago. We had Rondo. And it seems like Bev is kind of going to have to fill that kind of role where it's like I run this, but with some boundaries. Like sometimes it's time for me to talk, sometimes it's time for Braun to talk, or it's time for Aiden to talk.
Yep.
But Bev's the first step right now into building that same 2020 team. We don't need egos.
I could even see a little bit of like we'll probably see this year LeBron and Beverly get in an argument. On a live television game where we see them arguing on the bench. They get back out there and then just play hard. I could totally see it. Yeah. And I think that it will be, I think LeBron has a lot of respect for Pat Bev, even though it doesn't ever seem like it because he's always been on the other team.
Yeah.
he's always talked highly of Pat Bev, but he's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that we got to get rid of Russ. Like that's the last big move for us. That's the last, you know what I mean, piece of the puzzle.
We need to go back to the no egos when it comes to about shots and stuff. That's what we ran into last year. We got drama because of that. We need players who are unselfish and they care about defending. They care about, winning. Yep. That's the end all be all. That's what Darvin Ham's going to preach from day one. Said Darvin Ham's not going to accept any bullshit. He's someone who he's a no bullshit guy. Everyone talks about that, and it's for a reason. He's not going to play a player who's not hustling, who's not defending. We're going to move to the next guy, and that's what Vogel did. That's what they taught Vogel to do. They said, hey, if KCP is not playing, there's someone just as good who's not playing well. There's someone just as good as him we can put in. Danny Green. There's Avery Bradley. Like we can throw someone in right now to replace him if he's not playing well. If Alex Caruso, they played Alex Caruso over a lot of veterans that year.
Over a lot of.
Because he said, look, Alex Caruso plays 20 minutes, probably scores 2 or 4 points, but he has the highest plus or minus on the team. Definitely. He's impacting winning in 20 minutes. If you impact winning this year on the Lakers, we have a really good team.
Yeah, I think it's a good day to be a Lakers fan right now. Yeah. And I think there was times last year where it was really hard. It was almost like torture sometimes watching their games.
It was really bad basketball.
I don't think we'll be getting like blown out and stuff. Like we'll lose some games, definitely.
We'll have a couple when like people are hurt, like maybe when we're trying to figure it out still.
Mm-hmm. But I think that we could score, we could defend, and I think we're just going on the path of, hey, let's get back to what won us the championship. People could say a lot of things about Beverly, but a lot of the key guards that we will be facing, like say we have to face Memphis.
John
Morant.
Pat Bev beat him up really well.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites, but I know Pat Bev, and I know Pat Bev will annoy him. Pat Bev has annoyed Steph Curry all of his freaking career. He literally told Steph Curry, it's my league in the next 5 years.
And it never happened.
It never happened.
He got traded 4 times in 2 years, but
he annoys. He gets under.
Which is what you need. Every team needs this.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors are Draymond. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Literally our Draymond Green, dude.
You need him. You can't win a championship without someone like that.
No, yeah. You need somebody like that. You need somebody that's always gonna just hustle. The biggest thing that the scare of Patrick Beverley too is that, hey, he does pick up a lot of fouls sometimes.
Yes.
So
need a backup.
I believe that LeBron's gonna have to tell him like, yo, do we need you on the court?
Yeah.
So like we can't have you have 4 fouls going into the third quarter. Like,
right. No.
We can't allow that. But I think with the aspect of the no take fouls and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe we get away with some more physicality this season.
Oh yeah, I think
that's how you win with this type of a roster. You got to be more physical.
Yep, and I think he can be a really good role model for Lonnie Walker.
Yep, teach Lonnie Walker how to defend, please.
Because he could be a really good defender.
He's so athletic.
And I think he can mentor Austin Reeves. He can mentor like Thomas Bryant. Like, you know what I mean? He's played with some. Like Patrick Beverley's played with some really good bigs.
Yes. He and Montrez had great chemistry off the court, and ultimately didn't work out. Everyone left, but like he rallies a team together. It's all about the team at the end of the day. Russell Westbrook didn't value the team. It was Russell Westbrook comes first, then the team. Russell Westbrook comes first, my family comes, and then the team.
That's all I'm saying. Don't let us get into the finals and let Patrick Beverley win. Because if you thought Draymond Green's celebrations were bad and stuff, and what he was saying,
Patrick Beverley's gonna be on a whole nother level.
Oh,
whole nother level.
The man is going to be talking his shit.
Yeah, don't fuck around and let Pat Bev win a championship.
No.
letting everyone know though, we're just saying that because it's possible. I think we both agree that the Lakers still aren't the favorites. Yeah, we improve a lot with these two moves if it happens, but we're definitely not the best team still.
No.
We're in the conversation for maybe top 5, top 7.
Yeah.
You know, and to be like a little less biased, maybe top 10. You know.
Yeah, depending on who we face on that playoff run, I still could see us being in the Western Conference Final. If we potentially, face the Warriors early.
It depends, man, because if they're fully healthy, I don't know how we stop them, even with a good defensive team,
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it just this year. But
yeah, because we're older now with Bev.
Mm-hmm.
Bev can annoy you as long as he wants, but if it's a playoff series, Steph Curry is going to take Bev.
Yeah.
Bev is probably the best guy to have for a Steph Curry and job in the West. So I'm blessed. I feel blessed about that.
Luka too,
and Luka, you have to annoy him somehow. Like he may not guard him, but
annoying him and get those players off their game and kind of a little bit distracted.
Make them talk because Pat Bev operates better when he's talking.
Yeah,
it's like Draymond. Like it's that same type of if I'm not talking, I'm probably not engaged. No, if you let me talk, we're gonna make this a competitive game, even if you're 10 times as skilled as I am.
Definitely. I think that he could potentially keep on growing, and he can. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. Now, I do have a fun question for you that has been going around in the aspect of the league. Who do you feel like right now is the best player in the league?
Giannis. It's funny that you're asking this question because I feel like we know that that's the answer, but it feels that it's weird not saying LeBron anymore.
Yeah.
It's weird not saying KD or LeBron anymore for sure.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this with someone today. I was like, I wonder if the LeBron drop off from being number 1 to being number 4 or 5 has been a factor for our team.
Mm-hmm.
But in the reality of it, if you're still in the top 5, you can easily get back to being the top 1 again.
Yeah. Yeah. Easily.
I totally feel Giannis is the best player in the NBA. I don't see anyone challenging him. But if I was to say that I'd be surprised if someone challenged him like a LeBron James, because it's the year I'm going to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's the last year of my window, or last 2 years of my window. There's going to be a lot of 50-50 splits potentially. Yeah.
See, and me, I'm one of the, if not the biggest LeBron James fan.
Probably.
I see LeBron does no wrong. But even me, myself, it's hard for me to put LeBron at number 1. And it's crazy. I do agree with you. I think that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the number 1 player in the league. And I also think that him playing in the off season over in Greece and doing the World Cup qualifying stuff, he's looking still in the form that he was in the playoffs. But dude, I've put a lot of hate towards this guy, but god damn Steph Curry, I have to put him second.
I have him second. Me too.
Yeah,
he's second.
He's coming off of a ring. My man almost looks his confidence looks as high as what he was doing in 2016.
Yeah.
In 2017, where that was the back-to-back MVPs, right? Or not mistaken.
Yeah.
That was the year where he was pulling up from half court. You know what I mean? On the
it was nothing.
And you know what I mean? He was doing his little 1-2 little all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gained a lot of respect from this guy. Gained a lot of respect from Steph Curry because he showed me something last year that I didn't think was in his game. I didn't think that
you always wondered if he
was a dog. I didn't think he was a dog as much as he really is. I think he has that dog in him. All right, you bump me enough times. All right, bro, I'm gonna start talking.
Yeah.
And I thought usually when he was back in the day when Russell and stuff, Kyrie Irving would talk back to him. It almost looked like he kind of shied away.
Yeah, he tried to be reserved.
Yeah, and now it's almost like
now he's doing shit like this, you know. Like,
yeah, I almost want to put him number one because why the hell not when he's coming off of now having his 4th championship? He has all the confidence in the world. I've been watching his highlights constantly, and I'm just like, the reaction and the defense that people are playing against him, it's reminding me of prime LeBron James, and it's like
he said, I'm gonna get stronger.
Yeah.
And now you guys can't bully me anymore.
No, you can't bully me. You can't bully Steph Curry.
And then he became a really good defender in the playoffs too.
Yeah, he stepped up his defense. Now he's not a great on-ball defender.
No.
I always stand by that. But he's a really good team defender.
Really good
passing lanes. Bro boxes out. Like he gets a lot of freaking rebounds for what his eyes can provide. And I think, God, I don't like his team. I fucking hate the Warriors. I hate them all.
It's hard to say Steph Curry's the best, but
my man has confidence right now, like what Michael Jordan and LeBron James walked around with right now.
Yes,
he has the confidence of, I'm the best. You know what I mean, with the night celebrations, getting my ring now,
get my 4th, like
I honestly, and projecting it, like, I mean, they are the best team in the league, in my opinion, still.
It's not close right now.
If he wins, maybe Milwaukee, a healthy Milwaukee.
Yeah, must be.
If he wins another ring, dude,
he's probably moving from top 10 to like top 6. Top.
I might even got him.
Maybe top 5.
I might even got him 5, and he might move the best point guard that I still will always say is Magic Johnson.
He might do it. 5 rings. They're going to be balanced at that point. 5 rings.
They both made an impact in the game in such a tremendous way where they changed the game.
Yeah.
And it's like I've been having this real struggle with the aspect of like, Steph Curry, if he wins 5 championships, and I'll give him the compensation that I gave LeBron. Like, LeBron, people say, LeBron's first 2 championships, it wasn't by himself and all this type of stuff. He had a lot of help. He had a super team.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, if he wins the 5th championship, he will have 3, in my opinion, where he's the best player on the team.
Yeah.
And he never played with a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like, he played with a Kevin Durant.
He played with Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Boogie Cousins 1 year.
But I don't know, man. It's like I'm gaining a lot of respect for this man. I'm starting to really be a fan of him a lot. I've always wanted him to be a dog. I've always wanted him to be like, I'm the best shooter. You can't guard me. You know what I mean? I've always wanted him to talk like that. And I would love for him to continue that. And I think, dude, if he gets another championship, we gotta talk about him in the top 5. I wouldn't say he's higher than 5, or lower than 5 or anything like that. But
if you win 5, you're in an elite club.
Yeah,
it's Kobe, it's Magic, it's Kareem at 5, and then like MJ at 6, and then there's 5 is also more than LeBron if he does it next year.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, damn, what does the narrative happen when that happens too? Like, people are gonna argue for Mount Rushmore with Steph Curry if they win the championship back to back.
I still stand to say this, and I told all the damn Warrior fans that are some stands of Steph Curry that I had to give him this with him winning the championship. He is the most impactful player of all time.
By far. The game has changed. Even like Magic Johnson changed the game, like you said.
Yeah.
He did. We played growing up like a really fun, like move the ball system, like pass. Now Steph Curry is encouraging kids to shoot from 30, 35, 40. And if you can't, soon we're going to be in a league where if you can't
4-point play.
Yeah, maybe.
If
you can't hit a 3, you're not on a roster in maybe 2 years.
Not on a roster. He made people like Rondo have to get a jumper.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of impact that he has. But it's even like my biggest impactful player of all time, I would always say, is probably Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson in my eyes.
Right.
Because of all of the culture and all of it. But I have to now put Steph Curry ahead of it because Michael came into the league. He did things that nobody ever saw. He also signed a contract with Nike, who was not even an NBA basketball shoemaking team. Like, you know what I mean? Curry's done that with Under Armour now.
Forever. Yep.
He's got kids, doing jump shots out of the ordinary. He has not had one bad blemish on his career on the aspect of like no cheating scandals, no any of all that type of stuff. He's a small guard in a league where small guards are honestly getting out of here. Like,
we're losing. There's like maybe 15 to 30 left of them. That they have to be starting level players,
and none of them are top 5.
No,
none of them are top 5. Like,
he's the best right now. He's the best player under 6'3" of all time. Yeah, like 6'3" and under.
Yeah, which is a very, 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 like, it's almost like I have to give him a little bit more benefit of the doubt, because if Steph Curry was 6'6", holy shit.
6 rings already.
We would be talking about him completely different, I feel like, in my opinion, right now. But, and I always used to be like, you know what I mean? Defense for me, you know what I mean? But he is another, in my opinion, Kobe Bryant. I'm going to stay on my team. I'm going to do it my way. I got to give respect to him on that. My man, you know what I mean? He's one of the most unselfish basketball players ever.
Speaking of which, there was a video that came out. The Slam high school kids who were all Americans, Jared McCain, the TikTok boys, everything. He played in a run with them. And he's just trying to learn basketball from the young guys. He's teaching them how to play. I saw some of the best ball movement I think I've ever seen in my life in that video. Yeah. And that's because of Steph Curry. And he's yelling, "That's great basketball." And everyone is receptive. Everyone's having the best time playing basketball. We've never seen players have so much fun playing basketball when they play with someone like Steph Curry. Like, that's why KD came,
And Steph Curry, and I'm going to say this also too, he is the greatest player, like, with his greatness, to move off ball.
Oh my God. My man, and now it's him.
My man literally is conditioned.
Yeah.
He is conditioned. Like, you know what I mean? LeBron's a different type of condition because he plays a lot of minutes. He's no one's ever touching LeBron's minutes ever, probably in the next 100 years.
No, his endurance is, you can't talk about that.
But if we probably tracked, like, if Steph Curry put Apple Watch on, he probably takes more steps than any player ever
travels. So there's a stat about his miles traveled in game. Like,
it's ridiculous. He doesn't stop running. He takes great players out of the game because you're tired. If you want to play Steph Curry, you're not scoring 20.
No,
you're not. And I got to give my man some respect. And why I will still have Giannis as the best player, because, like, he could just do a lot more, in my opinion, than him. And I'm a big, like, the whole, like, do everything type of all around guy. But we need to stop with this narrative of saying that this guy's just the best shooter in the league. He's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, it's time to give him his credit as a player.
Yeah, as a player.
We've always been shooter. Don't give him enough credit. Now it's like, this dude is. There's a reason. There's a reason you're scared the second he crosses half court.
There's a reason, and you have to pick him up. And dude, like, his confidence, like I'm saying, like, his confidence is growing even more.
Yep.
I don't care if bro first half shot 0 for 18. He's still gonna shoot 10 more shots.
And he might make them all.
Guard up. You have to.
And honestly,
he doesn't, like, I would say one thing that, like, I want him to get back to, because I think he could probably average 30 points a game.
Yeah.
Easily. Like, he's not getting to the rack as much, but I think that's a longevity type of thing. That's when
he got to the rack in the finals a good amount.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He was taking a lot of free throws and stuff.
Yeah, he was being aggressive.
Funny thing is, he actually had his worst free throw playoff.
Yeah, percentage in history.
Which was crazy, and he still had those type of stats.
And it's still better than everyone else.
Imagine if he made an extra 4 of those each game that he was like, each series that he was doing. He probably would average a lot more points.
30 to 31, maybe, yeah.
But he knows like his IQ of the game. But yeah, man, you can't knock that kid. Like that guy is.
You really can't.
He's a dog, and I want to just put that out there because a lot of people that we watch this, they know that I'm a big critiquer on Steph Curry.
For sure.
I don't like to give him that much credit, but damn it, I'm giving him credit now. All right, for all those people that are out there that Warriors fans, Ahmad is giving Steph Curry his goddamn flowers. All right, if I see Steph Curry, I'm gonna be like, yo, you a fucking dog, bro.
yeah. Like, and you're a dog when his muscles are showing. He's got the new tat. He's talking shit.
Yeah.
Like Steph Curry. And what's scary about it? He was in the Rico Hines runs.
Yeah.
He's playing with the slam campers. He's having some of them.
Young.
Yeah.
Like somebody that stole his game.
Yeah. He's training Trae Young practically. He's playing with he's trained with Kevin, I'm sure. He's training with everyone, and he's probably working out, with his brother. He's doing everything. He's getting better still, which is scary. He has the hunger to get better. It's like what Kobe said. Kobe always said, like, yo, y'all don't really know about the Warriors yet. You don't know about Steph and Clay yet.
You don't know yet.
Because they're right. They look reserved. They're politically correct. Like they're in the limelight, right?
They're like the Disney characters of the NBA.
Right. But then he said when they're on the court, they're assholes.
They are freaking, they talk shit.
They showboat, they're like shimmying after threes. Yeah. They put the 3 up before it's even gone up and it's going in majority of the time. Like they are disrespecting people.
My man last year probably had 5 moments that like were captured on photo that will probably be shown for the next probably 100 years. Like,
in an NBA museum somewhere.
Yeah, like my man was doing a lot of shit, and he has one of the biggest thing that I like about him too is that he's having fun with it. He's having fun.
He's proving that basketball is always going to go back to, if you want to win, the game's got to be fun.
Yeah, it's got to be fun.
You have to love this game if you want to be good at it and win.
Mm-hmm. And he's found his home, out with the Warriors. He's the king of there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I love seeing the moments of him after the championship dancing in the club.
Right. That dance went viral this whole summer. Yeah. It's been viral.
He was hitting the bass shit. I was like, whoa, like I didn't even know Steph popped out like that.
Yeah.
My man was having too much fun sometimes. He was getting dragged out of that shit.
J.R. Smith introduced this guy. Confirmed.
He deserves his flowers. He deserves to be, if not, you know what I mean? Some people might put him over Giannis because, the championship and everything.
Right.
I'm not going to argue that because it's like,
it's like, Giannis is obviously going to win him 1v1, but the way the best player in the NBA works is like, what have you done for me? This, like, what the very last game? Recently. Yeah. What have you done for me lately, league? Because, hey, how else do you judge basketball,
And that was a team that was not just like an easy team. That was a team that shut down, like potentially one of the best scorers of all time.
Yeah, like a top 3 scorer of all time, maybe top 5.
Yeah. And he dogged him.
He disrespected him. And then he went to the ESPYs and gave one of the worst scripts ever, but he dogged him too.
Like literally, and then nobody could say anything.
What are they gonna say?
He's saying that I own y'all and everything like that. Like, I like it. I like what Steph is. He's coming into like what Steph Curry is meant to be. He's coming into like that, and he's by far the second best point guard in my like. I don't think he'll ever be the best point guard ever in my eyes because of what I think what it is
Right,
to
what a
be a
point
true
guard.
point guard is. But to say that he might be better at the end of his career than Magic Johnson,
Yes.
yeah. Now Magic Johnson has some achievements over him still in my eyes. Like I mean, rookie year, championship.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most impressive championships of all time.
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the highest scorer of all time, the most points in NBA history, is out, and I'm a point guard, but now you play center and win us the championship.
Yeah, my man, he did a lot of different things, but
he was a winning player at the time of it.
Dude, like, we need to get off of the narrative. Like, I've said this too sometimes. Like, he's ruining the league. Now, he's ruining. I would say that he's not ruining, but he is like. He's not ruining anything, but he's making like shit look too easy.
Yeah,
and it does piss me off. Like these kids, if you're 13 years old, I don't want to see you shoot 5 feet away from the damn 3-point line. Do you know that Steph Curry literally put in many hours and days and weeks and years to be able to get that shot off, and be consistent? Like, you can't just walk into the gym and be like, yeah, I'm going to shoot. The first shot I'm going to shoot is a 3. Steph Curry does not do that.
Right.
Steph Curry even works his way from the bottom to the top. But, like, yeah, dude, he's an all-time great. He's an
consistent movement. It's the way the game should be played forever, honestly. At least off-ball movement-wise. Like, players need to learn how to move like that, and then maybe you can become a special Steph Curry. But
yeah,
I don't see it. Even Trae Young, the guy who's getting compared to. I love Trae. I have a projection that Trae might be a top 5 player in a few years, just because he's so dominant of a player.
Yeah.
Trae Young isn't touching him shooting. Just because he has the same form or like a similar form doesn't mean like he's going to shoot as well. It's like, it's mindset. Shooting is very confidence-based. And repetition.
Lillard ain't touching him.
Yeah, and Lillard's probably the second best point guard shooter of all time.
At that same range, in my opinion.
Yeah, they both shoot from half.
But it ain't the same type of impact like how Curry does right now. Like,
Dame's very much a pickup type of a play style player.
Yeah.
Walk up, pull in your eye, like walk back down.
And Steph, like, he does things, and I'm just like, he'll do stuff like, all right, the whistle is blown, I'll scoop, throw up, like, oh, that's not going in. Everyone's just like, whatever. That shit just falls in. It's just like
beautifully.
It's just like he leaves you in just like like, what the hell? Who the hell are you to take that shot? Huh?
How did you make it?
Yeah, like, how did you actually do that? But I think he's putting on. I do have like a little bit more love for him because he's putting on for the small guards. He's keeping the small guards in the league, and he showed me a lot last year with defense that he could play. Now he's not going to ever be a lockdown defender. He's never going to be a shut down another point guard. I do want him to guard a little bit more of like the action. Like, if there's a prime scorer in the guard, I want him to maybe take initiative. But at the same time, like, he's got freaking Draymond, he's got Clays, then he's got Kaminga.
It's too easy for the Warriors right now. Their team of theirs is way too good. They don't need to really put him on anyone who's, they don't need to put him on Ja.
Yeah.
You don't need to put him on Luka. You have Klay Thompson, one of the best defenders of our generation, perimeter-wise.
Yeah.
Like,
I put him over, like, you know what I mean? People will say even, maybe Kevin Durant's a better player. I'm going to put Steph Curry over Kevin Durant as a better player because there's a reason why we have a radar on Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Because bruh makes players better.
Everyone is a better player because they're on the Warriors right now.
Yeah. And if you like play with Steph Curry, he's gonna make you better. Yeah. He's gonna make you better. And I like that. He's a dog, man. He's the real deal. I wanted to give his flowers, especially in this podcast. I wanted to, go and give, his props.
Yeah.
Because he's won championship, especially if they keep the team that they have right now. He's one championship away from
moving himself,
into the Mount Rushmore. And
That would be crazy. And it's looking like, like we have all these talks about how the Lakers, if they make this move, this move. Warriors made those moves.
Yeah.
They've been had these moves. They've been prepping for years.
They drafted great again.
Yeah, they said talk about a perfectly run franchise, right? It was the best business partnership I've ever seen is Stephen Curry and the Warriors.
That's fortunate for him, though. You know what I mean? I would say that somebody like LeBron has never had a franchise like that.
No.
Now he's on the Lakers. The Lakers now, but like the Cavs, the Heat, it was not like that.
The Heat were an amazing franchise, but the Cavs are probably like they happen to have a good team now because it was gifted to them. They had to have drafted enough good players at some point. Yeah. They're like a bottom tier organization, probably like in terms of management. Now they have good GMs because LeBron kind of put them on. They're going to become a good franchise, but at the time, they were like a bottom 5 franchise. You're Cleveland. Who wants to live in Cleveland?
The Warriors were not bringing in this type of money before Steph Curry was there.
No, he's generating them billions of dollars, and he's getting him making 12 mil the year KD came is also one of the luckiest things we've ever seen in like a free agency period ever.
He's underpaid. I stand by that too.
Now he's making 50, and even then it feels like he's underpaid, which is crazy.
Yeah, because it's like, how is this man only making 50 million? But yeah, no, he's worth that. But like the first half of his career, he was not getting paid.
No, because the ankle.
Yeah, and that's another thing I got respect for him is that he used to be a really injury-prone type of guy.
Now he doesn't get hurt.
Now he don't. He plays. He plays most all games. I mean, I think he hasn't missed multiple games dramatically since I want to say 2 years ago.
He did miss a couple in the playoffs. That little pocket in Denver, but he came back as the sixth.
Yeah, he did.
End of the season, end of the regular season, but
he did get hurt in the Marcus Smart during the regular season.
Yeah,
but those are freak-ish things, but he used to be like glass. My man used to be
literally they fell apart.
But god damn, man, he's a hell of a player. But I still got Giannis as you know what I mean, as the top player.
Yeah, Giannis just dropped 40 on Serbia.
Yeah, so he plays all around. He plays all time. He loves basketball. Well, he could be potentially in the front running as well. And I think that Steph Curry he's knocking on the door. He's making arguments a lot harder.
Yes, it wasn't. I still think clear cut Giannis, but now he's in that conversation because of the championship, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it develops throughout this next season.
Yeah,
because some people still don't think Steph's top 2. Some people don't think he's even top 5.
I think it's disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
Really disrespectful, and that's coming from a LeBron James fan.
Yeah,
where deep down inside, I still think that LeBron James could potentially be the best player in the league.
Right,
but it's a league of what have you done for me lately?
Yes. It's proof.
LeBron is what Tom Brady is in the NFL. Is Tom Brady the best quarterback in the NFL?
No.
Probably not. But can he potentially be? Yes.
Because he doesn't need to be the regular season GOAT anymore. It's about if I get to the playoffs, I'll be the GOAT then.
Yeah. Literally.
If you're old, you can go hard in the regular season, but what are you really doing for yourself? You need to do enough to be a winning team, but hopefully get some home court advantage. But you don't need to be the number 1 seed. You don't need to be the 2 seed. Get yourself in a position to win. So the Warriors did. They were the 3 seed. They didn't need to be the 1 or 2. It's all about being built for the playoffs.
And he's working on his resume, and his resume is looking really nice. 73-9 team, even though they lost, but 73-9 is pretty fucking good. Yeah. Best shooter of all time. He's got 4 championships.
3-point record.
Got a unanimous MVP, which
no one's ever had.
No one's ever had that. Yeah. No. So he got back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah, I got All-Star Game MVPs. Now he's got Finals MVP.
Yep,
Finally,
you got the Finals MVP that I used to hang around on his head like, bro,
yeah,
how you the best player? You ain't got a Finals MVP.
exactly.
That's bull. You know what I mean? Eagle Dollar had an MVP.
Iguodala has an MVP.
Like, you know what I mean? But he's doing all the right things, and I think, shit, dude, don't let Steph go around and get MVP this year. I'll be like, dang, you know what I mean? But I'm still a LeBron fan. You know what I mean? I'm still a little biased, but I have to give respect where respect is due.
Absolutely. I'm glad you did that. I like that. I like that. We're showing love. This podcast about, we're highlighting the best things about basketball.
Yeah.
We get subjective when it's the Lakers because we want to see them do well.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, it's all ball is, you see it, you watch it, and you can see what's happening.
Yeah. I think it's bullshit. He don't want to play with LeBron. No, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I think that's bull. You play with Kevin Durant. Why can't? Well, hey, if LeBron want to come, why not, bro? But I get it.
Oh my god.
I get it though. I get it. But I wouldn't want to see LeBron on the Warriors because I probably would never turn on the NBA.
They win 3 rings in a row. We'd never, need to watch a basketball again. It wouldn't be fair. It really wouldn't.
It would not be fair. It would not be fair.
That would be the best duo of all time. Yeah, and I'm forever Kobe Shaq is the best duo. But if for some reason LeBron,
I'll be the best duo of all time. I don't care if that's a 40-year-old LeBron.
It would be crazy. It would be crazy.
Oh God, it'd be insane. But yeah, Steph, I'm glad KD ain't go back over there because oh God, if KD would have went back to the Warriors, dude, I would have had to hear from everybody that
would have been a heartbreaker.
Bay Area and stuff. They would have been rocking. There would have been some E40 playing. E40 probably front row.
Fresh off a ring.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Well, the good news is the NBA is going to be so entertaining when it finally starts.
Yeah.
We have a couple moves that need to get done, as we said, but once training camp is close. Training in September is almost here.
I'm excited, man.
October is just a little bit after that right there. And then the league is starting and we get to talk basketball every day. So,
and one thing to end off with the Curry talk is, I'm a big fan of Ja.
Yeah.
I need to see that battle. I need to see that battle.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
I need to see, Steph, hey, stay in your lane, brother. Stay in your lane.
Ja feels like he's proven himself already early on, but he hasn't fully yet because there's some things he's got to do. There are some things he has to do. He's got to beat the Warriors if he wants to be legit. He beat them in the play-in, which is crazy, but it's time. And if he consistently outplays Steph and during the regular season and during the playoffs, we have a whole different conversation going on next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that the NBA is going in a path of the youth is coming strong. Yep. A lot of teams are making a lot of big moves. And I'm excited. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels like where the NBA is kind of back right now. The whole KD drama ended, took away a month and a half of our lives, but I feel like the NBA is back today.
Yeah. I need Kevin Durant to show us that he's fucking Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Show yourself. Yeah. Show yourself. Hey, who knows? Maybe one day KD sees one of our clips and we had
KD, hop in the podcast, man. I got a lot of questions.
Facts. This man is responding to everyone, and I feel like we can talk, who can't talk to KD? KD's he's a normal dude at the end of the day. He just hoops.
Yeah.
Happens to hoop for the best association in the world, but he hoops.
Yeah. And the NBA is in good hands right now. But Lakers, man.
Yeah. The move, no more Russell Westbrook. I can't drum up the possibilities of a Russell Westbrook.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like your homies it's like that one homie that oh yeah, dude, I want y'all to meet meet my new girlfriend, and that's let's bring her to the squad. And then we realize, whoa, dude, she's not good for us. She's not good for us. She's not good for you.
Yeah.
Let her go. Let her go. She's got to go. And that's Russell. It just didn't work out. It's really unfortunate it had to be in LA at your hometown and stuff, but
That is the saddest part.
you're not a winning player.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But I still give him respect because it's hard to average a triple double. It's hard to do the things that he did. There was a time where Steph Curry used to hate playing versus him and stuff.
Russell Westbrook was arguably, he took a year there where he was better than Steph for 1 year.
Yeah.
Because he won the MVP.
Yep.
So as much as, we clown on him because he shot the ball off the top of the backboard multiple times and committed so many turnovers, it's like you hope to see that if he does stay, he decides to channel that older Russ.
Yeah.
Like
I would love for him to bring it back.
Get your confidence back at least, because as he tries, it's like a thing that men do, It's like we try and show our confidence even if we're not
we're not always in the best.
Yeah, we want to show it, and it feels that that's what Russ is doing, because there's no way he's confident in his jumper if he's shooting like that. No. So, as we said, shooting is also mental. And his form also needs to be deconstructed. I hope he's working with a shooting coach. Yeah. Because he just needs a full reset at this point, because he's jumping so high. There's no attempt to even be accurate. Like if he slows down and gets like a little, little latch, or maybe work with lethal shooter. I don't know. Maybe care about basketball a little bit,
And don't have all that freaking pride, man.
Just
go back to the basics.
Yeah, get the mindset, do what got you to become great. Like work hard, just it's something else now.
If Giannis Antetokounmpo could develop a jump shot, Russell, you could develop a jump shot.
Russell used to be a solid shooter too, so it's not. Obviously, it was volume. It was give me 30 shots, I'll make like 14, like maybe like 12, 11. But it definitely seems that he can shoot better regardless, no matter where he is next season.
Yeah,
he has to shoot better.
I just don't want him to shoot on a Lakers court.
you can go to Indiana, get bought out, and go play with the Knicks or something. Go play with Miami. I don't know.
Yeah, go play somewhere else. I can see him even at Sacramento or something like that. You want to stay in Cali, bro, but it can't be as a Laker.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The nightmare a lot of Lakers fans talk about is is Russell Westbrook getting waived and then going to the Clippers. And with John Wall there now, it's unlikely, but if he cares about staying with his family that much, who's to say he doesn't play with John Wall,
Yeah, which will be, it'd
just be awful.
Monstars over there.
It would not be a pleasurable time for Lakers fans, because especially if he goes and succeeds and bounces back, like the same way LeBron is saying he's going to bounce back.
I'm going to hate him.
Yeah, I'm going to be so pissed. LeBron James
did that for us.
Yeah,
it's always like that for LeBron.
It is.
It's like, oh yeah, like this player can really do some things for LeBron. Like LeBron's always loved this game. He does all this stuff. You come over to LeBron and you play with him, and then you're ass. And it's like, okay, all right.
What I find the issue to be there, I know we're sending the pod so long, but what I find the issue to be is that on a LeBron, look, obviously I look at it from a Lakers lens.
Yeah.
On a LeBron team, it comes with potentially, and not to say the Lakers don't have drama already. We had drama when we were just drafting Lonzo, right? Yeah. But you add probably 10 times the drama you had before. Mm-hmm. And it weighs on fans a lot. So it's always a thing. And I feel like at this point, what the issue was last year, at least, it's a small part of it. There's so many issues. Yeah. But it's like the passive aggressiveness on a court, or if it's like, hey, if this guy isn't contributing for me specifically, I'm probably not going to go as hard for him, And it's like, I understand where LeBron's coming from. It's just like when you're team building, and when you're trying to build chemistry on a court and off the court, you're not going to get that if we have this like, damn, this guy isn't contributing for me, because look, if you're called the chosen one, you obviously are thinking about yourself first. Like if you're called King James, it's about you first, and I totally understand it. It's just when it comes to team building, it's just like we have to think in terms of a team. Like the team comes first, and then the star comes second.
Yeah,
and that's what Steph Curry did, and that's why we had this conversation about Steph Curry. He's like, I want everyone to succeed, but I'm going to succeed too, obviously, because you see the clips of Steph looking at Jordan Poole like, damn, this guy is like trying to be like me.
Yeah. whoa, it's like looking in a freaking mirror.
Yeah, and I just hope LeBron can get back to being like, let's get the team atmosphere back. You know, let's get the Jared Dudley times. Let's be a team again. Because if we're a team again,
we're gonna win.
We're gonna win.
We're gonna win, dude. And I love to see LeBron bring multiple championships to the Lakers. It would solidify his legacy even more. I would not mind seeing LeBron have 5.
It would be a plus. It would be an impactful championship being 38 years old.
Definitely.
It's obviously
and potentially, well, not potentially. I think he is going to do past Kareem in the same year.
No, he will this season if he can just stay healthy.
He'll be good.
And as Magic says, as everyone said, like is someone who's not even considered a scorer to break the scoring record is unprecedented.
Thank you. It's like my man literally has never been called a scorer in his entire life.
Never.
How is he not? He's about to be the scoring leader.
Literally.
And he's about to be scoring leader in playoffs too.
Yep.
Also, he's about to be at the end of his career. He's probably going to be second in all time in playoffs. Second in all time playoffs in assist and stuff. I'm pretty sure he's going to be like top 10 as well, or top 15 in rebounds. It's just like, come on, man.
He's going to be top in every stat. It's like he's going to be the greatest statistical player of all time. He already is. So that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Man.
Well, all right. That wraps
it up.
Episode 4. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, the NBA is back, people.
Yeah. It's coming back. We got the schedule. We got everything back. Everyone's starting to get excited. We still got some big moves with the Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
We still got some stuff to deal with. But the NBA is back.
NBA is back. Let's do it. Episode 4 episode 4 in the books.
Yep.
Expect episode 5 next week. Let's run it.
Yeah. Let's run it.
Yes, sir.